Okay, this chapter we are starting off with ratios, rates, and unit rates. You learned about this in 7th grade, so some of it may just be a review, and we may be getting into some more difficult things. I guess we'll wait and see. So a rate is a comparison of two quantities that have different units, like miles per hour. A unit rate is a rate in which the second quality is a comparison of one. So I went 60 miles in 1 hour. A unit price is a unit used to compare price per item. So like price per pound, price per ounce. Jeff can type 30 words in half a minute. How many words can he type in 1 minute? Okay, so because we have 1 minute, that's what we're looking for, we know that needs to go in the denominator because a rate is per one of something. Okay, and we know he can type 30 words in half a minute, so half a minute is 0.5 as a decimal, and he can type 30 words. Now, since we're trying to get to 1 minute and 0.5 is smaller, we're going to multiply. So we're going to take 0.5, and we have to multiply it by 2 to get 1. Now, if I do that to the denominator, I have to do that to the numerator and multiply it by 2 and get 60 words. So Jeff can type 60 words per minute. If this number were bigger than 1, I would have to divide to get my answer. But since it's smaller than 1, we multiply. Denominator smaller than 1, we're going to multiply. Okay? So 5 cubic meters of copper has a mass of 44,800 kilograms. What is the density of the copper? We want the density of the copper to equal 1. Okay? That's the unit rate. So this is going to be our 5 because we want that to be 1. And then we have 44,800 kilograms. And on this one, it gives it away because they wrote it out for you and they showed you that kilograms goes in the numerator and meters goes in the denominator. Okay, so now we're going to have 805 here again. And because this number is over 1, we're going to divide it to get to 1. And we have to divide it by itself. If we do that to the denominator, we do it to the numerator. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 44,800 divided by 5 is 8,960. So copper has a density of 8,960 kilometers per meter cubed. A driver is competing in a 500-mile auto race. In the first 2 hours of the race, the driver travels 356 miles. What was his average speed? Whenever we're talking about distance, rate, and time, we have distance equals rate times time. Now, we can manipulate that to find other things. This time we want to know the speed, which is the rate. So in order to do that, we need to divide both sides by t to get the r by itself. And that is where they got rate equals the distance divided by the time. So we're going to find the ratio of distance to time. Okay, and we are going to substitute in 356 miles for D and 2 hours for T. Then we're going to divide 356 by 2 and get 178. So the driver's speed is 178 miles per hour. Okay, remember this is a race, like a NASCAR race. Now the reason we're doing distance over time is because when you want to find out someone's average speed, you don't tell someone how far you got in 5 hours. You want to know how far someone got in 1 hour. So you can figure out how far they'll get in any amount of hours. If I know I got 60 miles in 1 hour, that was my average speed, I can multiply 60 by any number of hours and get my distance for those numbers. But if I know I went 500 miles in 12 hours. Well, that doesn't really help me out that much because it doesn't tell me how far I went in 1 hour to give me a final result. Jamie, okay, so this is Best Buy. We did learn this last year if you were in 7th grade math here. Jamie can buy a 15-ounce jar of peanut butter for $2.19 or a 20-ounce jar for $2.78. Which price is the better buy? Now, it always goes price over the unit, okay, because we want that unit to be 1. So, for the first one, we're going to do the 15-ounce jar of peanut butter because it comes first. So we're going to do the price of $2.19 over 15. Now with these, you just divide by the number of ounces. You do 219 divided by 15, and you get 0.146, which rounded is 0.15, right? Now, the next one, we're going to look at the 20-ounce jar. So the 20-ounce jar was $2.78 for 20 ounces, and we're going to divide by 20. When we divide $2.78 by 20, we get 0.139, which rounds to 14 cents. So the better buy is the 20 ounces for $2.78 because you're getting more in the jar for the money you're spending. Okay? So on these, we just divided the numerator by the denominator, but that's the same thing as dividing each by 15 to get a denominator of 1, and each by 20 to get a denominator of 1. Okay? Same thing. So go through, do your 4 check-it-outs, and get them checked, and then continue on with your day.